All things theology, all things theology. We chop it up properly, without an apology. Gotta get that theology to God, hollow, because this is how we do it at All Things Theology.
So yeah, I want to play something else because we also have y'all heard about Bethel making a toe regrow? Have y'all heard about that? Bethel apparently made a toe grow out of a woman who lost her toe. I want to play that video for you. It's like 2 videos. The toe grow.
Amazing things are happening. People are being healed online. And so this involves a creative miracle. Chrissy Thompson was shot 3 times in 2015 by her husband and was in a coma for 2 months. Her injuries included the need to have 3 toes amputated. When Pastor Bill asked if anyone needed a creative miracle, Chrissy responded that she had 3 toes amputated. Kelly, who serves on the prayer team, told her that the Lord wanted to grow her toes back tonight. So Kelly had her take off her shoe, anointed where each of the toes would be, and began to pray. The skin began to change color. Pretty soon there was a pulse in the foot that she could feel. All of a sudden, Chrissy said, "Are you kidding me?" And they saw the toes begin to grow.
So yeah, that goes on, but I want you to hear Bill Johnson's confirms the amputated toe growth story, right? So let's hear Bill Johnson.
I was at a great church in Springfield, Missouri, and James River Church there. Great, amazing pastors. Just can't speak too high of them. We had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miracles over 3 nights. But the last one is the one I want to tell.
Guys, it's like they're always seeing all these miracles, but there's never all this technology. The sermon's being recorded. They got the service recorded, all the worship. They're recording the worship, but never any proof of this. No proof of this, right? No before after pictures, and right. No, I want to see the medical records too. But it's like Jesus always did this stuff publicly. Right, his healings was very public. It was nothing that you could like. Oh man, matter of fact, they would often know the people that would get healed and be like, yeah, they would know this person was blind from birth. Right, John chapter 9. I would just find it interesting with all this technology. They never have this stuff recorded. The cameras always are off during that period. Right, just bizarre.
Tell you about the last night. By the way, we had a 15-year-old kid praying for someone for healing. He was colorblind. He only saw black and white. And it was like the lights turned on. Suddenly he saw all color just in a moment, which is so cool, so cool. But that evening, there's multiple campuses, and one of the other campuses streaming the meeting.
So notice they're streaming the meeting, right? Right. This woman, this meeting is being streamed. But they didn't capture this.
A woman was there who had been shot twice by her husband. Wow.
And I don't want to make light of her actual affliction. It's a sad story that this would happen to her. I mean, the fact that her husband did this, that's pretty wicked.
Anybody else glad that Jesus heals the inside as well as the outside? Yeah. And because of it, she had to have 3 toes amputated. And I happened that evening to be talking about creative miracles that we've seen.
Creative miracles.
And we just began to pray just randomly for creative miracles. And specifically things like, missing cartilage and, stuff like that the Lord would just make new.
Watch how he describes this event. Check this out.
Organs of the body. I have a friend who was missing a kidney, and the Lord recreated a kidney, verified by x-rays, all the stuff. So we began to pray into that. And this gal was at one of the other campuses and said, "I want my toes back." And so another guy was praying for her. And as I have the statement, Took about 30 minutes, but they saw the bone come, wrap in flesh.
So the toe, it takes 30 minutes to, I guess, start. It takes 30 minutes for the toe to, toe grow. I mean, that's the best way I can describe it.
Completely grow out, and by morning, the toenails, everything had formed. She got 3 brand new toes. 3 brand new toes.
So, okay, this happened. Okay. I'm not going to lie. If I saw my toe literally growing back, you'd think somebody would like take a picture, take a video of like this actually happening. But I guess they're just like, they got video of everything else that happens. I don't know. I just think it's strange. Yeah. Someone was like, hey, where's the before and after pic? You think there would be a during pic as well. And look, I'm not saying God doesn't heal. God does heal. I've known many people who've had cancer and went to the doctor and don't have cancer. That's a miracle. But that doesn't mean I have to affirm every loon who goes up claiming God did something, right? Without proof. Well, the lady started a website. Guess what her website is called? I'm just going to crack you guys up. It's called showmethetoes.com. And there's no before pic, but there's apparently an after pic, and it's just the feet. So we don't know if it's actually her. So apparently this is the toes. Shout out to Protestia for covering this. We're going to read some of this article. She says the article reads, a woman attending James River Church recent service is facing scrutiny and skepticism after releasing a video claiming that 3 of her toes that were previously amputated were miraculously regrown during a healing service. I thought I saw reports where someone was claiming, yeah, right. But I can't find that article now. I don't know if it's been scrubbed or what. Someone says I'm not going to that website. I was not going to make that joke. But showmethetoes.com. I would be freaking out. And I'm definitely pulling out my phone if I saw some toes regrowing. I'm definitely pulling out my phone. If I saw my own toe regrowing, I would be like, look, if I saw my toe regrowing, I'm doing a video. I'm going live on my YouTube. I don't care what hour it is. If I saw my toe regrowing, you best believe you guys getting a video from it. But yeah, nothing. They record everything else in life, take pictures of all the grandkids family, but you see your toe regrowing and you're like, eh. Well, during the church's week of power, they included a guest pastor, Bill Johnson, of Bethel, and Randy Clark. Now, if your church has Bill Johnson there, that's letting me know everything about your church, right? That's letting me know everything about your church. During the March 15th live stream, Pastor Lindell said that during a service hosted by Johnson, prayer team members prayed over Christian Dines. Lindell said Dines had 3 toes amputated after her husband shot her in 2015. Right. Yada, yada, yada. As the ladies prayed over Chrissy, over the next 30 minutes, all 3 toes grew. And by that point, were longer than her pinky toe. Well, I hope so. Within an hour, nails began to grow on all the toes. Well, I don't know if there's some confusion between Bill's story because he says the next day. But I'm not going to hold him to, the point is the toes grew, okay? I'm not going to, okay, I get his point. The video where Dine shared her testimony about her toes growing back has since been removed from Facebook. Interesting, huh? But it still exists on Twitter. In it, Dine said that she had 3 toes amputated in an accident or a shooting. But maybe she means that was accidental shooting. Okay, we'll accept that. So people witnessed the amputate. Nobody took a video, right? You took a video to talk about it, but not a video to see it actually happening. She says, tonight I can stand on my tippy toes. Listen, do you understand? I can stand on my tippy toes. I couldn't do that because I didn't have toes to tippy on. Very interesting. And yeah, this is the description of someone who was at the event. So if you would like to watch this and share it later, or if you want to watch this, pause it right here and catch up to the video, that's fine. But I'm not going to go through that. But yeah, she has an Instagram post. Yeah, and Protestia states some of the same things I'm saying. He says it took the 30 minutes to grow for the toe to grow back slowly, forming blood, bones, cartilage, veins, right? And no one thought to take a video, which would be the first time in history of the world this would be caught on tape and would undoubtedly provide almost irrefutable proof of the miraculous for Bethel. I mean, my goodness, this would like vindicate a lot of Bill Johnson, but no one thought to take a video. So yeah, they launched the Show Me the Toes allthingstheology.com, which is just a funny name for a website. And I guess they quote Luke 17:14. And when Jesus saw the lepers, he said to them, go show yourself to the priest. Came to pass that as they went, they were cleansed. And urging anyone involved to show proof that this actually happened. Right. Notice what the pastor says about those who are demanding proof. In a subsequent service, Pastor Lydell says he has no interest in talking more about it or providing proof to doubters, saying, I'm protecting sheep who are vulnerable. That's my first concern. It's for her. So, if that bothers you, I'm sorry. Well, that's just a cop out to say we're not going to provide proof of what we're claiming happened. I don't know. I call me old fashioned, but we're in the age of modern technology, et cetera, et cetera. If I'm going to claim, guys, and here's the thing. It wasn't like this was at home. It was a private event. They were recording the event, but you didn't catch the biggest thing of the event that happened there. They said it was a live stream event, but apparently this happened in the secret corner of everything. I don't know, guys. Maybe I'm just the skeptic in me, but I'm not buying that story. Guys, majority of the healing things like this that are super crazy, like I've heard people saying, someone raised from the dead. It's always like, I got a cousin who had a sister-in-law whose baby's uncle met a faith healer and rose from the dead. It's always some story like that. So I decided to add to this video. I know I mentioned that I saw an article that someone was saying, hey, this is a fake story. Lo and behold, after doing some further research, I found that article after browsing around. So I want to take a look at this. It says, Missouri megachurch pastor claims prayer regrew woman's amputated toes. Her ex calls it BS. So let's keep reading this. This is the Daily Beast, and they have some further insight to add to this story. Let's read from the article. It says, when a Springfield, Missouri area man's friend said recently that he witnessed a woman's amputated toes grow back during a prayer session at a Missouri megachurch, he and his wife just kind of laughed it off and rolled our eyes about it. But the next day, the man who said he identifies as a Christian, which is funny language to me, identified as a Christian. Anyways, he said, decided it wasn't a laughing matter. They exploited her, he told the Daily Beast. I am 100% against faith healers, he said, asking to remain nameless so as not to create interpersonal issues around town. If it happened, they should be able to present proof, which is what I was asking for as well. He says, so on Wednesday, he set up a website, www.showmethetoes.com. So it wasn't actually her who set up this website. It was this unidentified man. He says, in the meantime, the fracas has made national news. People across the nation have expressed strong opinion about the admittedly highly dubious claim, with even the woman's ex on Thursday describing the quote unquote miracle to the Daily Beast as BS. And now we're going to get into it in a second, but there are tons of people skeptical about this story. And one of the reasons why is because they are claiming this miracle, right, without any proof. They just want you to believe this. And that's how much of Bill Johnson's history of miracles has, been, talked about as well, which we'll see later. He says the uproar stems from a March 14th sermon at the James River Church. Guest pastor Bill Johnson was in town for the James River's Week of Power prayer revival, preaching at his main location in Ozark. James River lead pastor John Lindell presided over the Joplin location where the miracle took place. Johnson's office said in an email during Johnson's sermon, which was being simulcast to all the church branches, he asked if anyone was in need of a creative miracle. He says, I happen that evening to be talking about creative miracles that we've seen. Johnson recounted in another live stream sermon on Sunday. That's what we played just a bit ago, asserting that he watched prayer replace missing kidneys and cure color blindness. That's when 46-year-old Christina Sue Dine spoke up. And this is the lady who apparently her three toes have been regrown. It says she lost 3 toes in 2015 when her estranged then husband, Stephen Thompson, broke into her Joplin home with a 12-gauge shotgun and shot her multiple times. Now, we've already expressed that this is very sad, what happened to her. So we don't want to make light of this actual incident. What we are critiquing is Bill Johnson's claim. It goes on to say Dines, a mother of four, also lost portions of her intestines and liver. Her best friend, Carissa Garrard, died in the horrific attack. Thompson is now serving life in prison. It goes on to say, I heard the word creative miracles, and I thought, well, I certainly have a creative miracle that I might need. I need 3 toes to go back. Well, originally we were told from the pastor of the church and Bill Johnson that, she came saying the Lord was going to do this. Or there's even conflicting information in this retelling of the story after days later, right? It says, Dines said in a video the church posted and later deleted online, the person next to me said, do you want new toes? And I was like, well, sure. It says, when I did, I had to grab the person next to me and say, do you see what I see? She continued, and I saw 3 toes that were forming. Let's see what this Instagram post is. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let's see this here.
Accident. I heard the word for creative miracles and I thought, well, I certainly have a creative miracle that I might need. I need 3 toes to grow back. The person next to me said, do you want new toes? And I was like, well, sure. All the women got down and they prayed over my foot, and I decided to take my shoe off to see what was happening when he said, let's see the progress or if anything's happened. And when I did, I had to grab the person next to me and say, do you see what I see? And I saw 3 toes that were forming, and now there's length to them. Tonight, I can stand on my tippy toes. Listen, do you understand? I can stand on tippy toes. No, I couldn't do that because I didn't have toes to tippy on.
I mean, this is strange in itself. You would think it would just show the toes, or again, we're not seeing any evidence of this, but we're going to continue with the article. It says Johnson, a controversial figure who in 2019 attempted unsuccessfully to resurrect a two-year-old girl who had died in her sleep. I remember this story. This made big news, and they were claiming that they were going to do this, and it didn't happen. He said he told his home congregation on Sunday that he witnessed hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miracles over 3 nights at the Week of Power, but it was Dines' toe that really blew him away. You got all these hundreds of miracles, but none on camera, none that are actually being able to be documented in any evidence. With all these cameras around, live stream event. It says the bone came wrapped in flesh, Johnson said, and by morning the toenails had formed. She got 3 brand new toes. He went on to claim that one of the women praying over Dines is married to a physician who came and examined Dines and verified that she indeed grown 3 new toes. Although no video or photographic evidence has been released, Dines, who said she never took a before picture of her feet, has not allowed a public inspection, which, you would think at some point, you have some pictures of, maybe you're at the beach with your 3 missing toes, and then definitely some after pic of the 3 new toes, but we don't have any record of this. He said, I guess the person with the 3 new toes would know, Johnson said, but it's also nice to have a doctor come and check things out and say, guess what? This is for real. I mean, you could just provide the video of the toe growing in 30-minute sex session, as we heard. He says Linda was also vocal in emphasizing how prayer made Dines' skin change color, and that all 3 toes grew over 30 minutes with toenails appearing within an hour. I mean, we were told the next day, but okay, fine. It appeared. That's the point. He said, however, he has thus far refused to provide proof, citing a lot of trauma in Dines' life. I mean, well, you think that would be a miracle? I mean, that would this release trauma, so again, they don't want to give evidence because of trauma. I don't see the connection between that. It says in a subsequent sermon at James, where Lindo doubled down, saying he's not interested in placating the doubters and would rather spend his time protecting sheep who are vulnerable. Right? We read about that. He said, that's my first concern. It's for her. So, if that bothers you, I'm sorry. Dines did not respond to multiple interview requests by the Daily Beast. Man, I mean, if this was a miracle, man, I'd be on every news outlet, Channel 4, Channel 5, Channel 10, Channel 8. I'd be on everywhere. Hey, look, the Lord did this to me. I can confirm it, proof. But I guess they have other intentions. Johnson said he would not comment on the toe, specifically referring the Daily Beast to Lindell on the Joplin campus. Of course, he wants to placate responsibility. Yeah, go to them. Lindell and I respond to requests for comment sent via James River Church, and we played this video earlier. It says, many are understandably unsure. This is comments on the Facebook post. One comment says, are people seriously this stupid? Another wrote, 2023, no one took video of the toes growing. Ryan Murdoch, who divorced Dines in 2012, said, told the Daily Beast via text on Thursday, it's BS for me. So this is the ex of Dines, who's skeptical of this story. He says, I mean, if you're a rational person, he said, Murdoch continued adding that Dines never made any similar outlandish claims during the 2 years they were out together. Regardless, true believers in the area were thrilled. One parishioner who was there said on Facebook that he watched as the prayer team elicited a pulse where her toes had been removed. The skin that had been discolored from the injury began to grow pink again. And then, to the astonishment of everyone involved, her toes began to grow. Kelly Arthurin, hope I'm pronouncing that right, a member of the James River Church, says she didn't see Dines' toes grow back because she was working with the congregation's kids group that day. However, she told the Daily Beast she heard about the toes having regenerated and that God can do anything, especially when people are praying over you. In fact, she said a friend of hers had a lifelong thyroid condition that was healed during the James River Church's Week of Power. Well, I mean, obviously God can heal and still heals, but we don't need to make up stories. And this story seems totally made up. I think that's why they don't want to talk about it. Said, going with the articles, they had it for their whole life and they went to the doctor and got the results back, and the numbers were in the normal range. There were several stories like that. Another, Rufus Bowles, watched the service online. Bowles said he had only been in one service at James River Church and didn't see any miracles occur. Still, he believes that miracles do happen, claiming he witnessed his first in 2012 when a physically challenged man's legs grew before his eyes. You know, you have all these limbs growing, all this stuff, and not one time. This, man, the church says this happens very regularly. This happens a lot. You would think they would say, hey, we're recording it to put all you naysayers to shame. But again, not one time have we seen any of this, right? If you would like to read this is the Facebook post of Christina Dines, story. I'll read this first Twitter post. It says, the woman is on Facebook claiming she went there with the intention of having her stomach healed, but God grew her toes instead. Someone did find a before photo she had posted on Facebook, but she refuses to post an after photo. So again, you can pause that and read that. The creator of showmethetoes.com, who has friends and associates who attends James River, said the site started as a gag. So the showmethetoes.com is not actually Christina Dines. I want to be very clear in that. It is someone who made the website as a joke, as we'll see here. He said he told the Daily Beast that a friend who attended his service contacted his wife to exult over the miracles that took place. It seemed ridiculous on his face. So the man said he and his wife paid it little mind. The next day, the two discussed the peculiar claim. Although he did not attend the service, the man said he has heard from many others who did. Most of them simply described it as amazing and ran down a list of supposed miracles that occurred. If anyone questioned them or asked for corroboration, he said they were chastised and called faithless. So if we want actual proof, you have little faith. He said, I made a joke and told her that if it happened, I wanted to see the toes. He said she responded with showmethetoes.com, and it became a reality in the next 30 or 45 minutes or so as a joke between us. Yet it didn't stay that way. The website has garnered national attention, although it has not pried loose any actual evidence that Dines' toes miraculously generated at the James River service. Said he's never met Dines, but said she is obviously someone dealing with serious traumatic issues and is being used there. And I would tend to agree with him. If James Rivers had come out and said simply that someone at our Joplin church prayed and had three of their toes grow back, none of this would ever happen. But the church identified Dines online by name, shared her backstory, made a video of her talking about what had allegedly transpired. Yeah, they weren't general, they were specific. If James River, or by extension Johnson, Linda, or Dines at some point provide proof of their toes indeed did miraculously grow back, the creator of showmethetoes.com said he'd take down the site and admit he was wrong. He wants people to feel comfortably asking questions or rail against church leadership that pressures members not to do their own research. And I would tend to agree with this. He said, this is a lot. I'm kind of shocked at this. I don't think anyone is ready when something like this catches fire, and somehow put myself in the position of pouring the gas. So that is the article. And like I said, I thought it would be good to update everyone on this. And so hopefully this was helpful and shared some context to the backstory. Again, I knew I saw an article expressing concern on the validity of this alleged miracle, and I wanted to share that information with you guys. Till the next time, grace and peace.
Yo guys, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed what you heard here today, why don't you go and leave me a like? Subscribe to the channel. It's your first time here. Hit that notification bell. I promise to give you weekly content, lives, interacting, exposing false teachers, showing you my theological beliefs and what I believe the Bible teaches. So if you're here for that, go and join us.
Everybody